Hey, family. At some point in my life, I was very risk intolerant. What that means is I hated taking risk. I mean, something that looks risky, of course, I try to avoid it. Why? Because I feel that risk, if you are smart enough, you should not be taking risk. But you see, the truth is that risks in life are undeniable. Risk in life are what truly tests your courage. Risk is a test of courage. It's a test of determination, and it's a test to see if you are willing to go the journey. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about cost of avoiding risks. There are costs of avoiding risk in your life. Many a times when we are younger, we want to do things, but then we look at the risk and it becomes a difficult decision to make. And eventually we just tend to fall back and we tend to allow life take its course. Many of us have been destroyed because we allowed life take its course. I'm not saying that life in itself is bad. Of course, life is beautiful. Life has all of those wonderful things. But really, many of us, if we start to look at ourselves, the major breakthroughs that we've had in our lives was as a result of you taking a risk. You took the risk to speak up. You took the risk to ask questions. You took the risk to go down mile. You took the risk to make that decision. You took the risk to continue till the end. Many persons have given up halfway, and you will figure out that most of the times when you give up and fail to take risks, you end up a failure. See, one of the important mistakes that we don't realize is that if you fail to take risks, I mean risks that are worthwhile in your life, then you end up a failure. Risk can be in different forms. I'm talking about good risks. I'm talking about profitable risks. Now, let's picture this way. You want to start a business and you are wondering where you find the funds. You are even wondering that, oh, business is very difficult. When I start, yeah, I can lose all my money. You have embraced yourself with so much discouragement, so much dismissal that when you really want to take the action, you feel that you cannot do it or you feel that it's not meant for you. And this is the life of many of us out there. Many of us fail to take the bold steps. Why? Because we fail to take risks. When I was going to start this channel, it has been on my mind for years. I try to speak to people. And in fact, I've been trying to speak to some persons in small gatherings among friends and several things like that. So I'll speak to these persons, they will be impressed, they'll be blessed. And of course, when I ask them, oh, did you learn a thing or two from me? They will start to give testimonies of how they implemented these things in their lives. They will come so glad and so happy. And then I always fear that maybe I'm meant to speak in the big stages. But then I was the kind of person that was always seeking for approval, seeking for vindication from different persons. In fact, it got to a point that I was looking for friends that could grant me the avenue to speak on their own platforms. And it became something that was continuous in my life. And it got to a point that I realized that I really cannot continue like this. And it was like a conscious decision. Someone walked up to me and said, why don't you create a YouTube account? You have an Instagram account, you have a Facebook account. Let's put all these things together and let's start something. And suddenly it just dawned on me that at this point in my life, I can't keep saying no to this particular decision. I can't keep saying no to this part of my life. And I started the YouTube channel. And of course, I've not gotten as much followers, I've not gotten as much persons, but really, the consistency is even baffling me right now. And I know that the journey is not going to end here. The journey has just started. In fact, we have places we are going. The first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year. And we are going places. Eventually, the world will start to hear of the kinds of value that I'm passing out here. What's my point? My point is taking the bold step, taking the risk, embracing the risk. Many of us will start to experience regrets in the coming years. Why? Because we fail to do the things that we were meant to do. I've listened to many persons close to me, many families, loved ones, friends, and when they are much older, they start to regret and say there was this particular opportunity that they had and they regretted not taking that opportunity or they regret not going on with that journey and several things like that. Sometimes I look at these things, I'm like, oh, maybe it's life. But then I start to realize these days that it's not just life, guys. It's about you taking the bold step, taking the opportunities. And that's the whole point of us in our 20s and in our 30s. I mean, this is the time of your life where you're meant to build for yourself. This is the time you are meant to develop yourself. This is the time you are meant to build foundations for your future. So this is the time for you to start to take those risks. Those things that you think that you could not do or that you think you could not do well. Just start anyhow. Start anyhow. Start on the journey. That's why I started my business. I mean, my business is not making money in millions yet. I mean, we're still below the break even. But gradually, I'm glad I'm taking these steps because I've started to learn new things, new day. And of course, the person I will be this time next year is definitely not the person I am now. The person I'll be speaking to you this time next year is definitely not the kind of person I'll be right now. And that's one of the major things that excites me about this race. That's one of the major things that excites me about this journey. That I'm going to be a changed person. I'm going to be transformed. And I'm going to be even more audacious. So I challenge you guys. This is here for us to be audacious. Guys, we need to start to take on bold steps. We need to start being audacious. Those things that you thought you could not do. Start to take those steps. You don't have to have everything. You just have to take that one audacious step. That one audacious step that's going to transform you. And guys, trust me. Just keep pushing yourself out there. You have lots of potential. You have lots of value. You have lots of things to offer. Don't let the risk hold you back. Don't let the risk block you from exposing your potential to the world. There's a lot that you have to do out there, guys. And the sky is just the beginning. Let us see each other in good places. Cheers, guys.